Hello and welcome to the first episode of Bok-Cast with Ebok. And joining me today as a guest is my friend Brandon.
Hey man,
Hey Brandon, how you doing today?
I'm I'm doing pretty good.
All right,
Nah, I'm kidding, dude. I'm doing horrible.
me too.
Yeah,
That's fine. We're all doing horrible.
got to be on this podcast.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
Anyway, I wrote down, since this is our first time doing this, I wrote down some things we could talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to get straight into this. First thing I
Okay,
wrote down, you probably don't know much about this, I don't know, but
I know everything.
Spider-Man was taken out of the Marvel universe because Sony was like fuck you, we're taking him back.
Mm-hmm.
But now they've reached a new deal, and Spider-Man's allowed back in the Marvel movies.
Now, when you say aloud, what does that even mean?
Well, they've reached a new deal, so they're
Sony and
allowing,
Disney?
yeah, Sony and Disney reached a
Mm.
new deal, and they're allowing Spider-Man to be in another movie and another solo movie, and he's allowed to appear in another movie.
Dude, that's so crazy. Imagine being like, "Hey, we want to make money.
Yeah.
We want to stop making Sony Spider-Man movies because they suck."
Well, Sony still want Spider-Man. They're, Disney said, oh, I don't know. Because I don't know about the business shit of all of it.
Was Spider-Man the first hero they ever put to film?
Uh,
I think so, right?
no, not maybe for Sony. I'm not sure. I'm not
Well,
100% on that.
no, because when they did it, didn't they? The only way they could have done it was with the help of Sony in the beginning, like Marvel, the company.
Yeah, Marvel was selling all their characters because Marvel was like in debt.
Yeah.
But Sony only brought Spider-Man and a handful of them. And
Hmm.
then Fox brought all the X-Men and stuff.
Dude, the X Men should be their own thing.
But Disney brought Fox, and now X-Men can be in Marvel. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah. Anyway, you probably didn't see Far From Home. I'm guessing the newest Spider-Man
Far
movie.
from. Okay, so here's the thing:
Yeah.
don't make your Spider Man movie named Homecoming and then Far From Home. Because the third one's gonna be like Home
It's the
Wreckers
Home
or
trilogy.
something. It's gonna be like Home Wrecker, and he's gonna be like banging Mary Jane's mom or something, and
Well,
his
the
dad's
thing
gonna
is,
get pissed.
people have already made like fan art saying it's going to be called Spider-Man Welcome Home.
Oh,
So it's
yeah, but
like,
that that doesn't mean anything though.
I
You
know,
know?
but it's probably going to be something to do with home,
Yeah. Well,
unfortunately.
I mean, if it's not, then okay. If they do it on purpose, then yeah, sure. But I don't know. They probably did do it on purpose, but I don't know. It just feels like they didn't do it on purpose, and then it's like it just feels dumb. Feels like they accidentally did it. Like when they named the Fast and the Furious movies. Hey, let's call the fifth one Fast and Furious. That's not going to be
I
confusing
thought
at all.
the fifth one was
But
just
then
called
they went
Fast
back to
Five.
numbers. I don't know if the fifth one was called whatever. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm pretty sure
Fourth,
the
fifth,
fifth one was just
sixth.
called Fast Five.
Hey man, there's like 12 of them now, so
And instead of Fast and Furious 8, they called it the Fate of the Fast and Furious.
Fate of the Furious or
Yeah,
some Fate of
something
the
like that.
fucking something stupid. So
Anyway,
like is Venom in the new Spider-Man game for PS4?
uh, I think he was at the end. Like it was the secret ending. Like not the secret ending, but the after credits.
Oh, so like an Easter egg?
Yeah.
Okay, but do you ever get to play as against him?
No, I think they're keeping it for a sequel.
Honestly, that's not that bad. How was the game? Was it good?
Oh yeah, the game was great.
What Spider-Man does it follow?
Uh, the
Like what?
game,
Because there's 12 of them. There's
yeah.
12 people who play
Well,
Spider-Man, so
this in the
too
game,
many.
it's an older version of Spider-Man, so he's pretty experienced and stuff. He's
Oh,
already
Thor.
experienced.
That's Chris Hemsworth. Yeah.
Uh, okay.
Oh, Iron Man. That's Tony
What are
Stark.
we even talking
Yeah.
about right now?
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. That's Tony Stark. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Spider Man.
Okay.
Dude, you you know
Uh,
your guess is as good as mine when it comes to Spider
an-
Man.
anyway, back to topic. Uh,
Yeah.
Spider-Man's back, and people are happy because at the end of the second movie, bit of a spoiler here for you, but Mysterio, he
Who
tricks
is Jake
Spider-Man.
Gyllenhaal's character?
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal,
Okay, big
pretty good actor,
spoiler.
and
Tricks him. Big spoiler. It's not
tricks
a
Spider-Man.
spoiler.
Yeah, and
If you
anyway,
thought that
he
if you
leaks.
thought that he wasn't, like if you're listening to this and you're like, "Oh man, that's such a big spoiler," like you're dumb.
Yeah. Anyway, he
You're
leaks
dumbass.
some altered footage to the media, and it's
Haters will say it's
he's
Photoshop.
Spider-Man swinging around at the end.
Okay,
A
that's
big
what he
TV
does.
comes on in the city or whatever the fuck it is, and
Don't know if it's
it's
TV.
the news, and on the news is J. Jonah Jameson from the old Spider-Man movies.
Murr!
Yeah, and he's like,
Parker.
we got some footage here. Spider-Man is Peter Parker, and that's how the
Oh,
movie
get him.
ends.
Oh shit.
And they left on that spoiler, and
S-
then Marvel like Spider-Man's leaving the MCU. We're not gonna see the end of this. See
Hey,
how that
yeah.
happens.
Let's leave a cliffhanger and then just don't
Yeah.
fucking. Let's just leave him there on the cliff. Don't
So
help him
now
up.
people are happy he's back, and the third movie will go on. And I'm hoping in the third movie they do the Sinister Six, which if you don't know what that is, it's like pretty much six of the big villains team up to kill Spider-Man.
But is it Sinister Six like that? Like Sinister Six, is that even a thing or is that just like
Yeah,
a fan thing?
no, that's a thing.
So they actually go by that Sinister Six?
Yeah, it's like Goblin, Doctor Octopus,
Dude, Green
Craven the
Goblin,
Hunter,
dude.
Scorpion.
Craven the Hunter.
Yeah,
Dude,
I'm hoping they do Craven the Hunter because that would be so dope.
I can't. Oh my god. Hang on. Fucking.
You gotta Google it.
No, Spider Man. What the fuck was. Okay, first of all, I gotta put the dash.
Yeah, respect the
Google
hustle.
says it's a space, but I'll put the dash. Uh, no, no. What was the fucking cartoon series?
Ooh, there's a couple of
It's
them.
not the. It's not the old one. That's like really ugly looking. And sure, it was great and revolutionary at the time, but it absolutely looks like pee pee
Is
today.
it? I
But it was
watched
like
one
the
called
kids
Ultimate
one.
Spider-Man
Ultimate Spider-Man, was that it? You know what? Let me just
because
look
I
up
recently watched
Spider-Man
all the episodes of that one. Which that's a good show.
television shows. I believe it was. You know what? Maybe I think it was Ultimate Spider-Man, or okay, well, it definitely wasn't the one that was in 1981. That one is like the one that looks like it was. It's a slideshow. Yeah, I think it was
It's a
Ultimate
slideshow.
Spider-Man. Dude, real talk. Okay, it wasn't this one, but yeah, this one I remember this one too. It was pretty good. So like, is okay in Tobey Maguire those Spider-Man movies.
Yeah,
You know how he like loses his powers in the third one or whatever,
yeah. I think that's in the second one.
or the second one, whichever one. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about though.
Yeah,
Why does he do that? Why does that happen again? I don't remember.
I don't think they ever gave an explanation for it, but I'm pretty sure it's because he was depressed or sad or something.
But then they came back. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I think it had to do with love or something
yeah.
stupid.
Some it
Power of love
was
conquers all.
some weird shit like that.
That's actually a real writing trope too.
The power of love.
Yeah, or power of friendship, power of something that's not
True.
measurable.
Yeah. Um.
I'm trying to think, dude. Do you know who Michael Morbius is?
God, that sounds familiar.
It was he's a vampire. And I remember when I was a fucking kid, when I was wee high and I was in grade 2, I wanted to get this like button up black and blue shirt with flames on it because it made me feel like I was the character from fucking Spider-Man, and I
Oh,
used
you're
to run
talking
around
about
at
Morbius.
recess or Morbius, whatever.
Yeah, they're
Michael
they're making a
Moore.
Morbius movie soon, yeah, with Jared Leto as
Dude, he
Morbius.
was such a cool character when I was fucking 12 or however old I was. Wait, who?
Jared Leto.
Oh
I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was Jared Leto.
I hate him.
Okay, okay.
I hate him.
Jared Leto cult.
Wasn't he the Okay, hang on. He's an actor.
Yeah.
Is he the lead singer of 30 Seconds to Mars?
Oh, but you were asking the wrong person. But
Hang on.
oh, dude, if he is, that's amazing.
Like, I might be completely stupid.
Dude, we're probably both so wrong about this.
Jared Leto is an American actor and singer-songwriter. After
Uh,
starting his career with television, yes, he is, dude. 30
oh
Seconds
my
to Mars.
god, that's freaking amazing.
What
Learn
the
something new
hell?
every day.
Dude, how do you like That's why I was so confused why everybody was like, "Oh, Suicide Squad. Well, he was so good." And it's like, dude, he sings, doesn't he? Like he just does
Oh.
cocaine and sings.
He does cocaine
Morbius.
and sings.
Wow, that's a pretty Have you seen the poster
I actually don't think
for
I have.
Morbius? It's pretty Well, I don't know if this is actually official or not. This looks like something
I,
Boss Logic would do.
oh, I love Boss Logic.
Yeah, he's
He lives
pretty
two
good.
hours from me in Melbourne.
Really? That's
Mm.
pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. No, here, look. Okay, I can't. You know what? Hey, Discord, click and drag, dude. Can we, can we get that?
I usually just copy image and paste image.
Upload.
That's just. Oh yeah, that's definitely Boss Logic.
Or I don't know if it's Boss Logic, but I don't think it's like an official one.
Yeah, no.
Because look at the hand. There's no way that's his hand. Yo, but the actual original character in the cartoon, dude, so fucking cool. I wanted to be that guy so bad. Because he was a fucking vampire.
Yeah, that was back
That's
when
it.
vampires were cool. Before
He was just a
Twilight ruined them.
vampire. Bro, he was just a vampire. That was it.
That was it. That was
You
his
know?
power.
No, he didn't have powers. He was just a vampire.
Yeah, that's all. That's
That's
all
what
you
made him
needed to
so
be
cool to me
back
when I
then.
was a kid. When I was in grade 2 and I wanted that button up, like the collared shirts, like they're like Hawaiian shirts, but they're not as loud as a Hawaiian shirt is. And
Yeah, yeah.
they have like the biker flames on
Yep.
them, you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
I had
You know
one.
exactly what I'm talking about? Yeah, dude. I fucking had that and I was like, dude, that's my trench coat. Because I didn't
That's
understand.
my
I
trench
didn't
coat. Yeah.
understand. I didn't understand how it worked because I just had a black like he has a black trench coat, but I was like, you know what, his hair's blue and white, and that was the color of the flame. So I was like, that's me. I'm him. And then I would like play pretend with all my friends, and they were Spider-Man, and I was like, you can't hurt me. I'm a vampire. And they were like, well, this is dumb. And then they stopped being my friends. But still a cool character.
So, so yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about
So
Spider-Man coming back. Is that it's good. They're gonna do a third movie, and hopefully it's good because it's Spider-Man.
do you have a time when we started?
I started a stop timer, like
Okay. All right.
stopwatch. But I started it late, so it's only like 10 minutes in. But we're probably actually like 15 minutes in.
All right. Whatever.
So
Doesn't matter
anyway,
to me. I was just wondering.
I know. Uh, Another topic is, what do you think of Destiny going to Steam and being crossplay?
Crossplay.
Destiny
Like
2.
I downloaded it off Blizzard and I tried it, and it was like, okay, this is kind of cool. It's like Halo,
Yeah,
but
well, it's made by the people that did Halo. Bungie, yeah.
yeah, well, that's what I mean.
They
It's like
made the good
Halo, but
Halos.
it's yeah. Yeah, okay,
But,
all right, okay, take it easy. Good Halos. Oh, okay.
well, 1 to 3.
Do you have Destiny 2?
Yeah,
This
well, it's
also
free
went
to
free to
play.
play, didn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah.
it's free to play, which is good.
Why did they do that?
Uh, I really don't know. It's because I
Nobody
guess
bought it because
people were mad that you buy the game and then they do a
you.
bunch of DLC expansions that you have to buy to get past a certain level.
Well, it's like World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
So it's like, why are we paying for this base game when it's like the base game is basically nothing, and the whole point
is to
is
buy the
that you're coming out with
expansions.
updates.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like Warframe. Have you ever played that game?
I tried to. I couldn't. I like it, but it was just too complicated for me. I couldn't figure it out.
Really?
Yeah,
Too
there's so
complicated?
much stuff, and they don't tell you
I
anything. They
mean,
don't hold your
all
hand.
you have to do is figure out what MacGuffin is. What MacGuffin, you know? It's like, oh, this is the fucking oh, this is the, and then they call it like this. This is the Soul Shard, and you're like, okay, cool. So that's like the Infinity Stones, and then you just go from there because you're like, oh, cool. So that's like, that's equivalent to that. So then you just kind of piece it together. Dude, you know how long it took me to fucking figure out The Witcher, dude? Not that long.
Witcher 3. You've only just started playing Witcher 3,
Yeah,
and you've just beaten it, finished it, the
I haven't
story.
beat it yet. I'm close.
You're close.
I haven't done the expansions though.
Oh yeah,
I'm doing all the
expansions are
fucking
good.
side. I hate the side quests, dude. I hate the ones where it's like it doesn't tell you how far along you are or whatever, because it's like, oh, go and do these races, and it's like, well, fuck you. First of all,
Oh
horse
yeah,
racing in that game is so not exciting.
I remember that part.
It's dumb. Also, Gwent? Huh?
Uh, People love Gwent. I guess it's people that like card games.
No, I love card games. I hate Gwent.
Yeah.
It's so simple. It's like the easiest card game. It's literally like, okay, put all your stuff on the board, and whichever number's higher wins that round.
Yeah,
And
I
I know there's
understood
more
that.
to it and there's strategy and shit, but it's like, at the end of the day, that's all it is.
You go,
It's not
you have to go
it's not
around
deep enough
collecting
for me.
people's decks and stuff.
Yeah.
It is
I
what you
also
said. It is a game
skipped.
in a game.
Yeah, dude, it's actually like the amount of polish they put on it was insane, which honestly, retroactively looking back at it, I can see why they did that because they were going to release a separate game. So
I wonder
why not
if
basically make the engine and everything in their game anyways, you know?
Cyberpunk will have something like that in it.
Are they made by the same people?
Yeah,
Probably not, because games nowadays they
they
don't
might
have that.
have like a
The only games that have that are Nintendo
oh,
games. The polish,
in
where it's like, wow,
the
I didn't
freaking
know I liked it until I had it.
Star Wars movie where Han Solo and Anakin are in the ship and they play that game.
Oh, the 3D chess
Yeah,
or
maybe they'll
4D
have
chess, I
something
think
like
it's
that
maybe.
because it's like future. That'd be cool.
I like That's what I liked about New Vegas. They had the caravan where it was basically like Gwent, but you would just use the cards, like playing cards, regular playing cards, like the ace, king, queen, jack, and then 10 down to 2. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I don't think I ever did that in New
I mean, you didn't
Vegas.
have to. It wasn't required. But I fucking skipped a stupid Gwent tutorial at the beginning, and I think that's where the guy gives you a deck or something.
Yeah, they
But I
put.
skipped it, so I didn't get a deck. So I literally had to go and buy fucking single cards until I could fucking play a game.
Oh no!
Then I had to learn how to play the fucking game. So I lost to this stupid blacksmith 6 times before I was like, oh, this is how it's supposed to go. Or like, oh, I don't want 7 target dummies in my deck, you know? But I digress. Spider-Man's pretty cool. I'm glad he's in the Marvel universe still.
Okay, we're on to Destiny 2 on Steam, which I guess isn't a
Oh,
big
Destiny 2
topic.
on Steam. No, no,
It's
no.
just
Oh, Destiny 2 on
it's
Steam. I mean,
it's
it's
good.
nice.
It's a good idea.
I played it, so
It's
they
gonna
got
get
me.
more people will play it now.
That's what I mean. Like I played the
And then
game. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if it's fun.
so
I only played like the first bit and I was like, well, I'm kind
I
of bored.
think it's all free now. Like the past DLCs, I could be totally wrong about this, but the past expansions are all free and in it. And then this new one, Shadowkeep, is the one you got to buy
Hmm.
now, which is like $60.
I think the game is like, yeah, it's really good if you're looking for that kind of giant world to lose yourself in
Oh yeah,
and like you're looking to learn. But when I played it, I was already playing like 3 other games. Like I was playing the Assassin's Creed games and uh fucking something else. I can't
it's
remember what it
good if
was.
you in those dry months when nothing's happening.
Yeah.
It's definitely something to do.
So then that's good that it's free to play because
Yeah,
I never would have bought that game. I just think you know what Warframe I think did it better. TBH
yeah.
IMO
Everyone compares it to Warframe.
because it's literally just first person Warframe IMO XD RAR. You
Right.
know. But yeah, you can be a fucking samurai ninja in Warframe, and that's
I
baller.
know, dude. I saw
And
they added like hoverboards a
all
while
Destiny
ago.
2, all Destiny 2 has is guns, and
Guns.
and that's kind of just
Yeah, you have your
it.
classes and abilities, obviously, but
Yeah, but fuck that,
um,
Oh, it's a lot like Anthem too. I thought Anthem was such a good game, but
it's
it
such a
was
shame.
it's such a shame, dude. It's like you got like that's just EA though. Like they have so much money, but there's just no soul.
There's
They they have everything that they need, all the assets, everything's perfect except for the fucking soul. Somebody had to come up and be like, I have a great idea for a fucking futuristic game, like this game called Anthem. But instead, they just okay, we need a futuristic game, and we're calling it Anthem, so build it. So then nobody has any like creative direction, and it's like, well, okay, we'll do this and that, and
did you
then you
ever
just piece
watch
it
that
together.
live action 3 minute video they did? And it was like directed by
No,
some dude. Oh, it was freaking amazing.
directed by some dude.
Well, it was like a movie. But like, oh, it was so
Wow,
awesome.
directed by
And
some dude.
it's
Wow.
Steven Spielberg. No.
Dude,
Oh.
fucking. Oh, I can't. Oh man. Oh, I can't believe you said that, dude.
Yeah,
You weren't supposed to say his
it
name.
was a
Edit that
secret.
out. Edit that out, dude.
All right. People are saying that they shouldn't release the Joker movie because it's dangerous.
How is it dangerous?
Uh,
Also, who's saying it? Like white liberals?
dude, I'm not getting into that shit, but probably yes.
Look, dude, I am a white liberal. Okay, I'm a white liberal, and I hate white liberals. Like it's
Oh,
just
it's
so
something
dumb.
about incels are gonna shoot up the place and stuff.
Oh
I
God,
really, I really don't know, but yeah, they were doing an interview with the main guy. I don't know how to say his name. It's like Joaquin Phoenix, Joaquin,
Joaquin Phoenix,
Joaquin, yeah. And
Joaquin.
the interviewer asked him, "Is the movie dangerous or something?" And he stormed out, and he didn't know what to say. Like he didn't know how to reply to that, and he
Oh, I
stormed
have a
out.
perfect reply. It's on a screen.
Yeah,
It can't
exactly.
hurt you.
And
It can't
he had to
touch
go
you.
talk to WB real quick, the Warner Brothers, and say, "How do I
You know
answer
what?
this question?"
That makes sense though, because it's so typical.
Well, in today's world, everything's a wrong answer.
But it's like Joaquin Phoenix. Exactly. It's like Joaquin Phoenix is like he's just starting to get a lot of recognition because of his role in the Joker, right? So
Yeah.
like he doesn't really know how to deal with these shitty fucking interviewers where all they want to do is they just want to ruin somebody so that they can get their 15 minutes. And like you see it in interviews with the only person who comes to mind is like Robert Downey Jr. Whenever he's in an interview and the interviewer starts talking about shit where it's like it's not really a real person asking the question. It's like, oh, we just want to get a reaction so that we can get more clicks. He just like walks out and he's like, no, done. Bye-bye. And he just doesn't do the interview. But I think that's kind of like what he should be more or less like he shouldn't really. First of all, he's an actor. Doesn't have to give an interview. Fuck yourself,
No.
dude. You're gonna go watch the movie
Oh yeah,
because it's a Joker
fucking
movie.
the premiere
It's not like
was.
it's a new thing, you know.
God, I don't know if the premiere was yesterday or the day before, but I think it was the day before. But yeah, apparently it's fucking a good movie. It's awesome, apparently.
I mean, I'm not gonna watch it because I could give two shits, you know, because I don't
Yeah.
like the Joker. I don't like the Joker in any human way.
You didn't like
I like
Heath
the car.
Ledger?
I like every single cartoon Joker, but I hate all of the live action ones. Even Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger, okay.
Even fucking what the fuck's his name?
Jared
Jared
Leto,
Leto especially. I
Jack
hate that
Nicholson.
guy. Dude, Jared Leto's I haven't even seen the movie, but what it looks like, it's like okay,
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
the makeup department should have got the fucking it should have said Joker on the credits and then a dash and then it should have said whoever did the makeup or whoever did like the style cuz like, you know, that's his whole character.
Yeah, they went the whole gangster out with the Joker in that
Yes,
movie,
so
and
bad, so bad, so bad. And then this one, the new one with Joaquin Phoenix is so gritty and so realistic. It's like the opposite ends of the spectrum.
yeah,
Where it's like you have one where it's like he's completely fucking rat ass bonkers and he has fucking gold teeth and tattoos and shit, or as you like to say, tattoos.
tattoos. Yeah,
And then on the complete opposite end, it's literally just a school shooter with a fucking with face paint. That's it. You know, like it's so polar.
oops, dropped my phone.
Plus, I don't like how they're trying to like make it like, oh, the Joker was this guy who was what
A
do you call it?
failed comedian.
He no, like he's the bad guy. Or he's not the bad guy, sorry.
Oh,
Because it's like his origin story is like he wanted to kill Batman and then because wasn't he just a criminal and then Batman cornered him and then he
yeah,
went to he went to kill Batman, but then Batman moved and then he fell into the thing and then that
yeah,
caused him
yep.
to yeah. So it's like you're your own like you know it's like it's not a sad story. You're a piece of shit and you're a piece of shit. But that's your whole character is you're a piece of shit for no reason.
I
Michael
don't know.
Caine said it, dude. Watch the world burn.
Yeah,
Some
exactly.
men
He
put it
just
together.
wanted to prove that everybody's one
Like you're
bad
not
day away from being
yeah,
him.
you're you're not a you're not a your character is just to
No matter how
be
good you are, you can have a bad day and turn out like him.
yeah, basically. But not even that because it's like he's just always a bad day because it's the Joker because that's his whole character was it's he's just an antagonist to Batman.
Dude, this was
People like
like
Batman and we need a reason for him to keep being Batman. So
if
we
this
make the
was like a
Joker.
big podcast, like with heaps of viewers, which it never will be probably, but the comments you would get on this for talking shit on Joker, and like we'd probably get shit on, and people would be like, actually in this comic it was this and that, and it's like whatever,
Uh,
that's not what we're talking about.
adj- adjust glasses. Wow, actually in issue number 437 of the first superheroes print from Marvel Comics, um actually the Joker's backstory is a little different because he tripped and fell on the sidewalk because he forgot to tie his shoelaces and he was wearing clown shoes. So then he got in a clown car accident. But you wouldn't know that.
That
It's like, yeah,
is actually very correct.
some
Someone,
bullshit like that. But I digress again. Destiny 2 is pretty all right.
yeah, Destiny 2 is fine on
And
Steam.
Joaquin Phoenix, you know what? He probably did a great job playing the Joker, but
Oh
I
my
just don't
god, we were
care.
talking about Joker.
Yeah, I know.
We were
You
past
did.
Destiny.
Yeah, did you forget?
I've been scribbling out the topics we've talked about, and I'm like, yeah,
Hey, what if he did like check this out, a check mark instead of scribble, because then he can
well,
still read it.
because
You know?
yeah.
Eh?
Ah, ah.
Ah.
Oh my god, all these other topics suck.
What are they?
Well, wait, no, they don't. Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Hmm.
You love Pokemon,
Yeah.
and I thought maybe you'd want to talk about Pokemon for a little bit.
Um. I mean, what do you want me to say about it?
Well, you were saying the other day about the new starters.
Yeah.
Are the starters any good?
Um.
Or is it more of like is it still a fire
This.
type, a
Well,
water
yeah.
type?
It's always fire, water, grass, because that's the way the game is like based. It's like, oh, look, one type is better than the other, so there is no best, even though there clearly is a best usually. Like Blaziken was the best in Gen 3, but only after he got his hidden ability speed boost. Anywho, no, the new starters they look pretty good. Score Bunny kind of looks like a Digimon though.
Yeah, I thought
Not really a
Score
big
Bunny
fan
looked
of
weird
him.
when I was looking at the picture.
Sobble is like just Britain in a
It's
nutshell.
just
Like
Britain.
it's
I reckon
wet
Sobble
and
looks cool.
sad. Wet and sad, you know?
Sobble looks cute. You need some love.
And then Grookey is gonna be like I I want to say he's gonna be fighting grass, but I hope not because fighting grass is a horrible typing because you're quad weak to flying type, and flying type is really common. Also, fighting's really good offensively, but it's not very good defensively. Score Bunny, if it's fire fighting, I'm gonna kill myself, but it probably won't be. It'll probably be like fire, maybe fire normal or fire. Hmm, I don't actually know. Maybe like fire rock, maybe actually, because I don't know. Well, we don't know what they're gonna evolve into. All we have is the beginner ones, and the beginner ones are usually, except for like one starter, like fire, water, grass, solo type. Except for what gen was it? There was one gen where there was Rowlet in Gen 8. Rowlet was flying grass at like base stage. But yeah, dude, it's gonna be pretty insane. I can't wait for the games to come out because they're gonna be the Sword and Shield's gonna be like the one where it's competitive based, and I think they're gonna go in another direction with Let's Go. They're gonna make Let's Go like the because people always complain it's like, oh,
Yeah.
Pokemon's not hard because it's made for kids. So now they're listening to the fans and they're gonna make two different
So
branching titles. They're gonna make Let's Go
yeah,
for
Let's
kids
Go's
and
gonna be
collecting.
the kid
It's gonna
friendly
be
one,
like
I guess.
yeah, kid friendly, simple battling structure. There's not gonna be any intricate things like items or super
No
complex
items.
like yeah, like no held items, sorry.
Oh yeah.
So like you're not gonna get leftovers or like choice bands or that kind of stuff like or like eject buttons and all that complicated stuff. And there's no abilities. So that's another factor out. So it's basically just gonna be like rock, paper, scissors, but a little bit harder. Which is fine because that's what you're trying to do. And it's going to be all about like collecting and finding Pokemon to catch. And then because they said that they're not bringing all the Pokemon to Sword and Shield, which is a good thing because there are Pokemon that it's like with any competitive game. There's a ceiling that you don't want to go through, and that ceiling is Mega Rayquaza. There will never be a Pokemon that's better than Mega Rayquaza because Mega Rayquaza is just too much. So much that he got banned from the highest tier on Smogon, which is like a battling uh, league. They make their own rules though. So like if you go to a Nintendo event, they'll have their rules like, oh, you can use any Pokemon, whatever, any item, any number of things. But Smogon, it's like, okay, you can't use moves that make you hard. You can't use moves that raise your evasiveness or lower accuracy or shit like that. And you can only use one item, like one copy of a specific item, so you can't have an entire team of leftovers or some bullshit like that. It's just arbitrary rules to make the game more balanced and more fun. Because it just sucks sometimes when your opponent just hits like 6 one-hit KO moves in a row because it's 30% accurate because they had a Smeargle that had like lock on and an evasion boosting bullshit, and they basically just threw dice at a board and then they won. So they try to take that shit out. But yeah,
Yeah,
Sword
sounds
and Shield's gonna be pretty good. I think it's
that
gonna be
sounds
all
good.
about.
The way you've just
Well,
explained it.
the story is gonna be all about battling. So I assume that that's what they're gonna go for is the where they're the competitive because they're actually making it like almost kind of like in the show how it's like a league and it's like a sport because the enemy team is called Team Yell or Team Shout or something like that. And they're supposed to be like making fun of sports fans that are like too
Oh yeah.
into it, and it's kind of funny. Uh, so that's gonna be the enemy team, and then like the structures. What it looks like is it's gonna be like, oh, you go around to these different gyms, I guess, or leagues or whatever, and then you go into tournaments and then you have to use strategies and stuff to beat people in the tournaments and stuff like that. So it looks more complicated than just go and get 8 badges and then challenge the one real challenge in the game, and then that's it. I also hope they make breeding competitive Pokemon way easier because that's a big reason why people use place like sites like Showdown and stuff because it can take you like a whole week to breed a competitively perfect team and get all the shit. Like it could take you more than a week's time just to breed one team. And if you don't like that team, well,
Just stuffed.
hope you yeah, like make another one, I guess. Whereas Showdown, you just go on and then you just plug in all the numbers and then boom, it does it for you. Compared to like older games though, Sun and Moon took a huge step in the right direction. It actually tells you the values and stuff. It actually shows you the information. Like, oh, these are where all your EVs are. Like, this is how your Pokemon's EV'd. They give you berries that can take away EVs and add EVs. I don't know if they add, but they definitely take away, which is good. And then they give you better access to all of the training items, and they make new training items that makes it easier. And they give you items like the Destiny Knot. So when you're breeding, you can take IVs and keep them on certain Pokemon when you need them and take them away. It basically just simplifies the whole thing way, way, way easier.
Yeah,
But
that
yeah,
definitely sounds good and interesting.
sorry, I didn't mean to wake you up from your nap.
I was just listening to a plane going over my house.
Wow, that's crazy.
There's been a couple planes going
Uh,
over today.
wow, that's crazy.
It's insane.
Wow, man, can't believe you fuck. Wow, man, that's crazy.
Like, I don't
Anyways,
know much about Pokemon, man.
yeah, I know, man. Maybe it's
I
because you listen to planes go over your house instead of like somebody talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But
what
that
I
could just be me.
what I did hear, and I did hear this from you.
Like two things, like,
Yeah,
and then you were like, "All
no, I
right,
heard
shut
this from
this
you
off."
the other week. Is that
Yeah,
Ash finally won
the
in
Alola
the
League.
show? In the show, yeah,
An 11-year-old finally won the league in his 22-year career.
yeah.
An
That's pretty good.
11-year-old in his 22-year career finally won the league. Finally did it. But you know,
An 11-year-old in his 22-year career.
yeah. ESPN tweeted that 11-year-old from Palatown wins his first champion title in 22 years of competing. He won the Alola League. Pretty great actually, because he always lost. And then Diamond and Pearl came around, and people were like, "Oh man, he's got a real shot. He's got a good team." And it's like, and then he just loses, and it's like, well, that doesn't make any sense. But then again, you know, Ash the type of dude to be like, "Yo, this flamethrower is really beating me up. How do we beat flamethrower?" And then they're like, "Oh, be better flamethrower," and then do that. The anime is really good too, though, the Sun and Moon one. So, but I've only seen like half of it because I only watched the English dub because I'm a simp.
Yeah, my little cousins were really into the show a while back. I don't know if they still are. They're into the
So
whole
fucking
cards and
good.
stuff.
Cards are like, I don't know. Cards are whatever. Cards are like such a trap for kids because they don't know how to play the game. When I was a kid, I was like, yeah, I don't do Pokemon cards because I don't know how to play the game. That's why I did Yu-Gi-Oh because I knew how to play the game because the show is like the game, so you kind of learn the rules. But Pokemon cards, they're nothing like the real fucking game. Like they're kind of like it, obviously, but not to the extent that you would want.
I really got into Max Mofo opening the cards. So I
Yeah,
went and
dude.
brought a box of cards and opened them. And I've done
You bought a
nothing with them.
box.
Yeah,
You bought a box of cards. Like, how much was that?
it was like $200
Oh my god, what the?
for like a
Why would you
box
do
of
that?
Burning Shadows, I think it was.
Oh yeah.
I think I did
Did you
get
pull
some
the
good
Charizard?
stuff. Yeah, I did actually.
You got the Rainbow Charizard?
I don't know if it's rainbow. I'll have to check.
Okay, well go check now, right
I
now.
probably
Go.
can.
It's a $300 card. If you pulled it, well, I don't
I
know if it's
remember
still $300.
Finbar said I pulled a Charizard.
I mean, I hope you know if you pulled a Charizard. You know,
Yeah.
kind of like the most
Oh my god.
recognizable Pokemon.
Where are all the cards? Here they are. There's like a fat Pikachu. That's kind of cute. The flying Pikachu. That's one of my favorite cards.
Flying Pikachu.
Yeah, it's like a little cartoon.
Yeah, dude, Pikachu's can't fly. All right.
Yeah, Charizard. Uh,
What does it look like? Is it shiny? Is it black? Or is it
well, it's a
orange?
holographic.
Okay, yeah, but is the Charizard itself black?
Nah,
Okay.
it's like the green one and it's breathing fire.
The green one?
It's no, it's a adult Charizard.
Okay. What?
I'm an idiot because they evolve. They
Okay.
don't age.
Yeah, they don't age. They evolve. Yeah, yeah. Well, they do age, but you know, it's they don't really talk about that in the show at all.
I did get
Like
an $80
they'll
card from like just buying a pack. A Machamp
yeah, that's
GX.
just kind of disgusting, but yeah.
It's a rainbow one.
You definitely should sell those right away because they're only gonna lose value
Yeah,
unless you
well,
want
I
to
need
keep
to
them.
like go through and add them all up and how much they're worth, and then I will sell them.
Don't you have a card shop locally or something? Well, I guess you don't have anything
Uh,
locally because you live in Australia.
actually, there is a game shop, like a board game shop, that they do
Then
cards
you
and
should
shit at.
then you should go see if they'll buy them because
Okay.
usually they'll take
I wonder if I
they'll
might
either
actually
do
ring them up and be like, I've got some cards. You can buy them from me if you want to.
they probably won't buy them from you.
I know
They'll
that.
probably give you like store credit or something like that. But it's whatever. It's better than just a card. But yeah, card game rules. It's like if you pull something that's worth a lot of money that you don't want to hang on to, you sell it as quick as possible 99% of the time
Oh yeah.
because other than that it just loses value.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because the card either gets reprinted. So when it gets reprinted, that basically adds that halves its value because it's twice as easy to get, depending on how they reprint it. Like I know that happens a lot in Yu-Gi-Oh! When they take like there'll be cards that are really good, like meta defining cards, and they're secret rares, which is like one per box or two per box or something like that. And a box is like $100 worth of cards, and it's like 24 packs or whatever. So, and you only get two of them. So then out of those cards, it's like it's super hard to get. So there'll be like $100 card, and then if they reprint it and they make it a common, that $100 card is going to be worth like probably about $10
Yeah, it's fucking. That's insane.
because people at that point it doesn't become highly sought after and rare. It's just highly sought after. So like the only thing you have above the common printing is that it's shiny looking. So the only people who care about that are people with that kind of money to, bling out their decks or whatever. Cuz some people like that and that's their choice or whatever. I was never a person to care about the shininess of my cards, but if I could I would get them. Like if it didn't cost a whole lot more, then yeah, I would. But if it was like, oh, this is an $80 card and oh, this is $1, then it's like, no, I don't care. I don't care that much. But you should definitely ring them up and be like, hey, listen, do you guys do trades and or like sell cards or I mean buy cards off of people? And they'll be like, yeah. Like, what you got? I
I
got,
walked.
and then you're gonna say, I have 6 PSA 10 graded mint first edition Charizards from base set. And then they're gonna be like, first of all, they're gonna say, well, we can't buy those because we don't have enough money.
Dude, I walked into a.
Even though we're a corporation, we don't have enough money to buy those because that's $1 million.
I walked into a board game shop and I was like, I didn't think it would be the way it was, because the only place I've seen board game shops was like in movies and stuff, where it's really nerdy and stuff. But that's exactly how it is in real life. It's the stink of
Dude,
body odor and
sometimes
the
there's one that I used to go to that was really nice.
oh yeah, there is nice ones. There's a nice one in the city, like about an hour's drive from where I am. And
The one that I go to now downtown, it has like there's the shop, and then literally beside the front door, there's like this staircase that goes down into this fucking crack den. But that's where they put all the tables, and that's where you can play and stuff and
yeah,
hang out, which is actually really nice. It doesn't look very good, but it doesn't have to. That's like, their store looks really nice. Like it's very professional looking, presentable. But then they probably just bought the lot next door so that they could host their game nights because that's what they do. They'll
yeah,
do like Friday Magic, Monday Yu-Gi-Oh, Tuesday Pokemon, etc., etc., etc.
yeah. This little one was just like it had the tables in the middle of the store and stuff.
Yeah,
And the
those ones are usually like not as good just because like having a separate area is so good.
oh yeah, definitely.
It's so hard to sell stuff.
And
I
you're
used to go
walking
to one where
around them looking at
yeah,
stuff,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
it's like,
and it's so awkward.
yeah, they're just trying to play their game.
I used to go to one that was like that, but they also had like 3 dogs that would just hang out there. And I was looking at they had this like case, this like what is it? A display case of like singles, and I was looking at them because I was trying to find a specific card, and then I just feel this thing brush up against my fucking thigh, and I was like, what the fuck? Because I thought it was my friend who I was with, but I was like, why are you caressing my fucking leg like that? But then I turn around and it's this big ass, fluffy ass dog, and I was like, I wasn't mad about it. I'm just like, why do you have a
No, why?
dog here?
You definitely wouldn't be mad about it.
Why is there a dog here? Like, that was my first question. And then I was like, you know what? I don't really care that much. I like this dog. But yeah, they also, it's so funny because the card store is owned by this guy and he was doing renovations for about, I don't know, 5 years. Like the shop always looked like garbage because he was quote unquote renovating. And then all of a sudden one day, like I don't go there like very often, maybe like once every 3 months or something like that, just to see what's new. And this entire new business bought them out and they renovated everything. They made everything look professional looking and they cleaned everything up in literally the span of like a month. And they completely bought out the company. And I was like, whoa, dude, what the hell? So then I make a joke to the guy who owns the new owner of the place. And I was like, haha, you guys got any dogs here? And then he does this really awkward laugh and he's like, ha ha ha. Because I don't think he knows what I'm talking about. Because
Oh,
I think he's just a business. I think he's just a business guy. And he was just like, oh, their lease is up. I'm going to buy this card shop from these people.
he's probably looked
So
at
he
you like,
doesn't know anything about them, right? So then he's like, ha ha ha. And then you know what he says after? He's like, no, no, no. We still got the dogs when we lock the doors. So I was like, does he think I'm going to steal? Is that why he's saying like, don't, no, we still got dogs. Don't worry. We still got dogs in case, that fucking confused me to this day. And that happened like a year ago. And I still think about it
oh
sometimes.
my god. Was he saying like
But that's
that
me.
there's dogs there if you try and steal things? Or like,
I think that's what he was trying to say. He
yeah.
was trying to be like, oh, because I think maybe that's what he thought it was, that they had dogs there for protection or something like that. So he's like, oh, don't get any ideas. Like, ha ha ha, we still, have them. So don't try and steal from our place because you couldn't steal from the last one because we still have the same stuff. Yeah.
He probably thought you were blind and was like, nah, dude, pet shop's down the street.
I hate when people fucking dude. When I used to go to this old card shop too, this old lady used to work there, and I was like, yeah, so I'm trying to get into Magic, and
Oh,
and it's like she's
oh
like, oh,
man.
do you have any experience with card games? And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty good at them. Like every card game I've ever played, I've excelled at. Like I've
I
done
haven't
really
gone
well
at
at.
card games. I
Like
don't
I've
mean to
literally
brag.
like I've done well, no, because she was genuinely asking because she was trying to help me because I was like, what kind of deck should I try and build first? So she was like, well, how much experience do you have? And I was like, well, I'm pretty experienced. So I tell her like, oh yeah, I used to top tournaments in Yu-Gi-Oh and I played a lot of Hearthstone and got pretty high on that. I'm high on Elder Scrolls Legends and shit like that. So then she's like, well, first things first, you're gonna want to keep your deck around 60 cards. And I'm just like, oh, okay.
Oh, from
Like no,
Magic?
yeah, like no
Oh
duh,
my
dude.
god.
Hey, the minimum deck size, Kobe, you're gonna want to keep your deck around that.
Around
Why, dude?
60.
Because when you have 60 cards in your deck, because you can't
Was
have
that you
less
doing an
than that.
impression of me?
No.
Why, dude?
Why, dude?
Why, dude?
No, it
Uh,
wasn't an
oh,
impression.
sorry. Carry on.
No, but it's like, okay, yeah, you want to have 60 cards because you're more likely to draw cards in your deck or whatever, right? So it's like, okay, cool. No shit. Like a third grader can figure that out because they took a probability class in their math class. They did probability. Like, oh, did you know that when you roll a dice, 6 is a higher number than 1, but it has an equal chance of coming up? One of the kids I fucking worked at summer camp with, or like I guess 4 or whatever. One of the kids I had to look after in my summer camp, me and my friend Kyle, we would just play Magic the Gathering. That's how I kind of got into it because we were like so fucking bored because the kids are all like playing in the room and there's tables and stuff. So we just would sit where all the kids were doing crafts and there was like a 12 of them or whatever. And then we would just play Magic while they all did crafts and we would all just shoot the shit. They're usually the older kids because they're more fun to talk to because they actually have brains. But one of the fucking kids comes up to me and he picks up the 20-sided die and he's like, dude, you ever rolled a 20 on one of these things? And it took me a second and I'm like, yeah, dude. And he's just like, dude, was it hard? And I was like, well, it's about as hard as, rolling any other number. And that really made me think about how dice work. Because I didn't really, like, I knew that, but it's not a thing that I was actively thinking about at the time. So it kind of just like blew my mind, like, no shit,
You ever roll a
But
20
yeah.
on one of these babies?
You ever roll a 20 on one of those? He said it like it was a secret too. Like, dude, have you ever fucking? He's like, dude, don't let the witch hunters know. But have you ever rolled a 20 on one?
He takes you down a dark alley. You ever roll a
Yeah,
20?
it's like, hey, dude, you ever roll a 20? But it's good times at the card shops, man.
Yeah.
All right, what's your next topic?
Well, I was saying when I went to one, it was very
Oh, right.
cliche. How a big dude came around the corner, hair in a
It's always a
ponytail,
big dude. Yeah,
fucking
balding.
My Little Pony shirt.
Got a ponytail? Balding though, Let it go.
And I didn't want to stay in there, but he was like, "Come look at this," and I was like, "Okay." And he takes me around to his little figurines. He's like, "Took me about 3 weeks to paint this one." And it
Oh,
was like this
those aren't
tiny
card
little
game
thing.
people though. Those aren't card game. Those
Oh,
are I was gonna get into that
but people
too. Those
play
are
card games though.
Warhammer.
Yeah,
Those are
Warhammer. That's it.
Warhammer people.
That's the one. Well, fucking Warhammer.
Warhammer people are a different breed. You have to be at least 30% autistic to play Warhammer.
30%.
At least. That's the minimum. Honest to God, that's like the quiz that they give you at the beginning where it's like, oh, I think I want to start playing Warhammer. And then they give you a little piece of paper and it's like, do you have autism? And it's like, if so, how far along the spectrum are you? And then if you're not 30% or greater, they don't let you in. But yeah. So this guy,
Yeah, no,
this big guy with a ponytail.
He's just
Shows you
telling
his
me,
thing that it took him.
yeah, he's just showing me like all these little painting figures,
I
which,
would just
to
sniff
be fair,
paint.
they look cool. They look dope.
Yeah, they do, and then you're like, oh, it's you know,
Yeah, and then I saw
it's
like
just
an
like model
Assassin's
trains.
Creed board game. Like that looks cool, but I'll never play it. And yeah, that's my experience in one of those shops.
Yeah, you should definitely sell those cards because that's just like money that you're just wasting.
I know. I need to get onto it.
I pulled a fucking really good card. Like my mom bought me a Yu-Gi-Oh pack for Christmas because she used to do that when I was a kid. And I pulled the most expensive card in the entire set, and it was like a $30 staple card. And literally the day I pulled it, I went and fucking sold it because it was one of those cards where it's like it's really expensive because there's only one printing of it, so it just came out. It's a brand new card in the set because it was the most recent set, and it's a thing called a hand trap, which are like you usually don't main deck them, you side deck them. So like, oh, if you go up against a deck that's very effect heavy, you want to tech in these cards called effect veilers and stuff like that. So it was like a very tech. It's a very fucking like this card is not going to be this price for long because people want them now and they want to play with them and they want to win tournaments with them because they're a really good card, but they're not going to be good for long because they're either going to get banned or nerfed. Well, nerfed as in like you can only play one or two of them instead of three, and so on. So yeah, I went right in.
That's so funny. Like when you were a kid, when you were a kid,
That's so
you're
funny. It doesn't sound very funny, you know? Like
like when you were a kid, you were getting these Pokemon packs and getting $30 cards, and then here I
yeah,
am going to the local supermarket buying a chocolate bar that says every 1 in 5 is a winner to get a free chocolate bar, and I
what
would
the fuck?
cry when I won. I'm like, holy
You would
shit, I just
cry.
won a free chocolate bar, and I would go back into the store and get my free chocolate bar.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't doing that when I was a kid. I'm talking about like when I was fucking like
That's
the story I just
different.
told, that was from last year. My mom bought me a
Oh.
pack of cards cuz it was like nostalgic.
Oh,
Cuz she
that's so
used to do
cool.
that when I was a kid. Like she would put like I remember one Easter she got me a baseball glove and then in the baseball glove she put like 3 packs of Yu-Gi-Oh cards
Oh,
and I
dude, I
pulled a
love
revival
when they do
gem.
that.
I know, right? Or
It's
when
like,
they hide gifts in
here's
the tree, it's
something
like, "Oh,
cool, but
Easter egg."
there's more in it.
Yeah, dude. It's like, "Hey, you know this game? It's polished, but here's another game inside it.
that,
It's called Gwent."
that's CD Project Red for you.
Oh god, CD Project.
Dude, oh, you brought it digitally, didn't you?
I
Um,
did. Why?
no, because I brought it
Dude, if you
on.
put it in upside down in your PS4, it'll fucking it's God.
It's quite. Uh, no, because I originally, when the game came out, I got it on Xbox. That's all I had. And in the case, they had like a big long note in there just saying like thank you for buying the game and stuff. And it's like, wow, that's really nice. And they gave you a bunch of stickers and a big poster map too.
Hmm.
Oh man, it's so cool.
And then they're
Most
like, "Wait a
games these
second."
days, I don't even give you an instruction booklet anymore.
Well,
It's
that's
legit just
honestly
a
good.
disc.
That's honestly good. I'm glad they do that because that'll save a lot of trees. Because
Uh,
it's like, why do you need an instruction booklet? Like, we have discs that can store that information now and the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? It made sense back in the old days, like, because you're not going to get an instruction booklet on a fucking Game Boy Advance cartridge, you know? But nowadays, I agree with the no instruction booklet. Yeah, it's nice to have and keep, but I guess that's why they came out with collector's editions and stuff like that.
yeah, it's I'd rather them swap out the instruction booklet for a poster
Yeah,
or like a map of the game.
I remember Skyrim did that.
Oh yeah, god damn.
Did I ever tell you
Skyrim,
that when
GTA.
Skyrim came out November 11th, 2011?
2011.
Because I think it was like 11/11/11, right? I believe that's when it came out.
Do you
or
think?
maybe it was
Oh, yeah,
2007.
because it originally came out on the 360 and PlayStation 3, and yeah, so it must have been 2011.
Skyrim release date. Let's look it up right now. November 11th, 2011. Wow,
Yep.
I'm so smart.
Boom.
So yeah, my mom. I didn't buy it right then. I got it for Christmas that year, but my mom bought it and she hid it. So I sneaked into her room one night and I fucking took a little. I took like I just had like a. I used my thumbnail and not like the thing you put on a video, but like your actual nail on
Yeah.
your thumb, like your fingernail. But it's called a thumbnail because it's your thumb. So like I cut the plastic on the game and I like popped it open just enough so I could sneak my finger in there and pop the disc out so that it doesn't look like anything was disturbed. And then I closed it back up and then I just played the fuck out of that game on PS3. I loved that game, dude.
Oh, before she even gave it to you?
Yeah, before she even gave because I wanted to play that game so fucking bad.
Oh my god. I remember the first time I played it, I was scared of the skeletons,
Yeah, you're fucking
and
yeah,
I
because you were
hated it.
six.
Like, no, I
Yeah,
love the
because you were
game, but like
6.
going into the crypts with the skeletons was like, ugh.
Dude, I remember like I think 3 years before Skyrim came out, I played Oblivion, not even knowing that they're even the same fucking game, you know? I still didn't know when I was playing Skyrim. Skyrim was what got me into the Elder Scrolls completely. But I was like, I don't know how fucking old I was. I wasn't that old. I was probably like 12 playing Oblivion, dude. I fucking hated that game because number one, I got stuck in the Oblivion portal because I couldn't figure out how the fuck to get out. And that game is so bad when it comes to that, like telling you how to fuck to leave somewhere. Because Oblivion's just like that, and everything has a like a 7 paragraph thing, and I hated reading because I was a child, and I still hate reading because it's dumb, but I do it.
Yeah, only
Hey,
recently,
this this
Oblivion
Skyrim
was
review
free.
is this Skyrim review on Google really spoke to me. You know, recently quote unquote finished Zelda Breath of the Wild, 150 plus hours, and that's the review of Skyrim.
That's
You
the
know,
wrong game there, Bound.
yeah,
Pal.
yeah, and yeah, yeah.
Jesus. You can still... People that went and learned the Dovahkiin language or whatever.
Oh, do you remember that meme of the Yahoo questions thing where it's like, where do I go to learn how to speak in the dragon tongue? And then the
Oh,
top answer was
Dragon
like
Tongue, that's it.
in the opposite way of a vagina or something like that. And you're only laughing because you haven't seen it before, but I've seen it like maybe 6 million times.
The opposite way of a vagina.
Yeah, because that's also when I got into Reddit because I was looking up Skyrim lore or Elder Scrolls lore, and I was subscribed to the fucking r/Skyrim or whatever, and that meme would be posted. I don't know, maybe every day, at least once. But they would keep upvoting it because I guess like nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, man. Reddit's fucking weird.
Yeah, but so are we. So you know,
Yeah, that's fair.
hopefully Elder Scrolls 6 is better than Skyrim. Hopefully they make it so that combat's better. They really
I'd
should.
have to.
Because looking back at it, dude, like they're gonna make it more Dark Soulsy. I already know.
Do you think that the new Elder Scrolls will have microtransactions?
Yes, but I don't think they're gonna be necessary
That's...
to beat the game.
If they do a thing like with Assassin's
Like,
Creed, how you can buy time savers, that's gonna be so stupid.
that's not even a bad thing though, because like I was thinking about this earlier, but the time savers in Assassin's Creed isn't even like that's basically what I call that is an idiot trap. Like it's not their fault. It's your fault. Because you can literally get all that information on the time savers from the fucking what do you call it? The internet, you know? So that's just like a dumb thing. Like, why would they even put effort into developing that? Because it's Who would buy the
Those
maps?
idiots.
But also the experience boost and the what do you call it? The gold boost. I actually bought that on Odyssey
Well,
because
an XP boost is an XP boost, man.
I just looked
Like,
at it like it was modding basically, but you just pay for it, and I'm like, whatever. I'm fucking backing up
it
the Brinks truck,
shouldn't
Like my Brinks truck's
it
going in
shouldn't be
reverse.
monetized. Like, you should be able to earn that. To just be able to earn that.
But like, here's the thing though. If you have to earn it, there's no point in having it. It's like in Fallout 3. There's like a really cool gun that you get right before you finish the game by killing Colonel Autumn. It's like his pistol or whatever. But you don't get to play with it because the game ends and there's no post game. So it's like, why would they put that in the game? And then another thing is like, okay, so then they come up with a DLC where it's like, okay, now you can go back into the wasteland and there's more shit to do after you ended the game, quote unquote. But it's like you already beat the game, so what's the point in having it now? You know what I'm saying? Like if you had to earn an XP boost, you're gonna be max level by the time you earn it, quote unquote.
I don't mean, and I mean being able to get it via in-game currency.
Via in-game currency. Oh,
Yeah,
I
like,
mean, you technically could with Assassin's Creed because they give you that. They give you the what do you call it? The credits or whatever. They'll give you like 500
yeah,
of them,
they give you.
and you can get. I'm pretty sure you can get one of the boosts with that. I
Yeah,
just
I
got the
think
one
that's
where
all
it's
you
like a
can get
deal.
with it.
No, you can get a couple other things.
Oh,
Like you can get some of the other skins and stuff, like cosmetic stuff. I've never had a
oh,
problem with that.
cosmetics absolutely fine.
Like
I
if you want to pay
I
for
don't see
that,
a
then you
problem with
go
that.
ahead. Play your game the way you want to play it. Like you have a different level of OCD than I do. Like you probably didn't give a shit that your fucking crew didn't match your sales or whatever. But I did. I also never wore anything remotely close to Athens, the blue or the owl, did not wear anything anywhere close to that because you're from Sparta. You're not going to wear anything blue. Because it's not even like, oh, I reject my Spartan heritage. You're fucking literally, you're rolling around in it throughout the game, you know? Like it's not like you're like, oh, I denounce my heritage or whatever. Like, I don't need Sparta or anything. You're literally like, oh, how can I serve Sparta or whatever?
That's fun. It's it's about how you want to play the game. If you want to
Exactly.
buy a skin that makes you freaking Batman in Spartan days, then that's what you want to do. That's fine.
There's like an insane amount of detail that goes into that game too. It's insane.
Oh,
All the
it's a
historical shit.
good game.
That game made me interested in history. You know the Battle of the 300 Spartans?
Yeah,
The Battle of Thermopylae?
it was 300 dudes.
Well, it was actually like 7,300 dudes, but they don't talk about the 7,000 guys who were with them because, that's what will
Dramatic.
make for a not very good story. But they didn't know it was going to be a suicide mission when they went. Also, yeah, they had 7,000 other Greek soldiers with them. And they were battling because you know what, and that's another thing that I like about Assassin's Creed. They even give a nod to that in the very beginning because when it flashes back to Leonidas and his general and they're talking, it's like, oh yeah, like take your son fishing or whatever. Um, you fucking see all those boats in the harbor that are on fire. That's the Greek Navy basically, because Sparta had dick all for fucking Navy. That's where the game kind of fucks up, because Sparta had nothing, dude. Like they didn't have any, they couldn't navigate a bathtub, you know. But Athens had like the best navy of almost like all history, comparatively. Obviously, an aircraft carrier would destroy the entire nation of Athens easily just by being big, you know, because you can't set metal on fire with your arrows because they don't work against titanium and missiles. That would be so funny, shooting a torpedo at a fucking trireme. It would just go right through. It wouldn't even explode. Like it would just put a hole right through it and it would just keep going. Oh man. What time are we at?
Oh, probably over an hour now. That's fine. Uh,
Do you want to wrap it, or
well, I just want to get your thoughts on this.
all
You've
right.
probably heard about it, but the PlayStation version of Call of Duty Modern Warfare gets a special mode, the Special Ops mode, for a year before anything else.
An entire year?
1 year exactly.
I mean, two ways of looking at this. Number one, okay, well, first before I say this, who's making Call
Infinity
of Duty
Ward.
game? Infinity Ward. Okay,
Yeah,
so first thing, Infinity Ward, you know, bags.
yeah.
Because do you know how much PlayStation had to probably pay them for that? Bags. So Infinity Ward's walking away with bags. Like they're backing it up because a year? Like, dude, remember when DLC would come out a day in advance for certain consoles?
Yeah.
That was probably like hundreds of thousands of dollars to do that. So a year, dude? Bags.
But back in those days, it was multiplayer maps they held back. This is a whole mode on the game that's gonna be locked off.
What is the mode? What is it
It's
called?
basically it's called Special Ops, but it's basically
Oh,
a
that's
horde
like the
mode.
co-op. Yeah, that's like the co-op stuff, right?
No, the co-op one was called Special Ops in Modern Warfare 2, where the ones you would do missions together with your pals. And this
That was
one's
Modern
just
Warfare
like a
2? Oh
survival.
yeah.
It's a survival. I'm an idiot.
Like zombies?
Yeah, but with people, not zombies.
Mm.
People with guns.
So it is co-op,
Yeah,
basically.
yes, it's co-op.
It's like the co-op game mode.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, okay, it's co-op. I was thinking about like those actual mission ones that you did.
Oh no. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
No, this is just like
and
no, this is like wave based.
I get,
It's like zombies, but with
yeah, a
realistic.
year is an extremely long time, but then again, it's special ops mode.
At first, I was like, that's not really a big deal because I thought Special Ops or whatever the fuck you were talking about was like a game mode. Like, oh,
No,
you don't
it's
get
a game
you
mode.
don't get hard point for a year. But no, this is
No, no,
like on the
yeah,
main
yeah,
screen
yeah.
where it's like
Yeah,
multiplayer, single
multiplayer
player,
campaign,
Spec
Spec
Ops. You
Ops.
don't get Spec Ops for a whole year.
Yeah.
Well, I hope the fucking bags were worth it, Infinity Ward, because that's gonna piss a lot of
So,
people off.
yeah, for me, it doesn't matter because I'm not into special ops. But
Dude, for me, I'm only into Special Ops.
yeah,
That's the
uh,
only thing I want from that game.
if it was zombies, which I'm glad it's not because I'm over zombies. But
Dude, if they did another zombies, dude, fuck yourself, you know?
yeah,
How can you be like, oh, we're going in a more realistic direction and then put
yeah,
Nazi
put
zombies in the
zombies in.
game? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't,
And
or else
another
you're a
thing
fucking liar.
is people found files for loot boxes in the beta, which obviously they were going to do loot boxes.
That's,
So,
well, obviously, that's, like I
uh,
said, loot boxes, that's fine as long as everything cosmetic.
well,
And I think that's how they're probably going to go because that's been
they're
their track
putting
record.
weapons in the loot boxes too.
Yeah, but it's like, do
And
we know whether we can unlock them through regular means?
uh,
Or are they going to do like a season, kind of like
and
Apex, where it's like you buy $30 at the beginning of a competitive season or something,
I
and then
don't
you have the
think
chance to unlock them. Or if you're poor and a child, you could just pay $5 for like 2 loot boxes and try and get those weapons.
I don't think
Like I said, they're a
Infinity Ward
business, right?
get a say in that. It's Activision. Activision
Well,
tell them to
exactly.
put
That's
the
what
boxes in. Yeah.
always, for sure, always. Whenever anybody listening to this, always, it's never the developer. It's always the producing company.
Yeah.
Always who makes the decisions on how much money they want to milk you for. Always. And that's why indie games never milk you for nothing, because it's usually always passion driven. They don't even want to turn a profit. They just want to make something that they're proud of. Mostly.
Yeah. So
Or good indie games, rather. Like all the good indie games, they don't charge you anything and they give you free stuff because they just want you to play their game because they're passionate about whatever they're making.
I did. I did play the beta for Modern Warfare, and it was a very. It was good.
It was good.
Yeah. It felt like it's back to normal.
Did it feel like Insurgency or did it feel like Call of Duty?
Um.
Because early stuff
That's
from them,
hard thing.
it made it look so realistically, like it made it look almost like Insurgency.
Yeah.
Like that's what I thought they were going for. But then the more and more I looked into it, basically the more and more HUD they added, it started to look more and more like an arcade shooter again.
Yeah. It's definitely the new engine's very nice.
Is
It
it?
the 64 the 32v32 mode's very uh clusterfucky. It feels like Battlefield. There's rockets and helicopters everywhere.
I like that. Like Battlefield, I swear to God, they just needed to make maps better.
Yeah.
They sucked at making maps.
Battlefield 3 is
Or
still my all-time favorite.
yeah, I really liked Battlefield 3. I don't know whether that's nostalgia or not though, but I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do agree. I think Battlefield 3 was one of the best Battlefield games. But it's like, you know what I'm talking about? It's like if you have 64 people against 64 people, yeah, that map would probably be good, but it's like how many times is it 64 versus 64? Maybe that's just because it doesn't age as well because multiplayer games never do really. Single player games age like fine wine though. I don't know. Strange.
Yeah. And that's about it for this
I'm
episode.
definitely buying the new Call of Duty though.
Oh yeah, man, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun. That new campaign
Are you
trailer
getting
they
it on
just released.
PS4?
No, PC, man.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say like
Yeah.
don't be that
It
guy.
is all cross-play and stuff, but yeah, no PC.
Don't be that. Oh yeah, crossplay, aka why would you ever buy it on console? You know,
Yeah. But crossplay is
unless they
good.
have
It might
keyboard
keep the
mouse.
multiplayer alive a bit longer on PC.
Oh no, for sure, that's a good
Yeah.
thing. Like it can only be good from crossplay. But I'm saying like I would never purchase it on console
Yeah.
just because it's a first person shooter. Games like Assassin's Creed and Dark Souls and shit, those are better on
Yeah.
consoles because
Yeah. Well, you
the
need
game
a
was made
controller.
for a console or yeah, it was made for a controller. But yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I've really got to talk about. Unless there's something new wanted to bring up.
yeah, dude, let's just go over the entire military campaign of the Roman army
Oh, definitely.
in
Of
in
course.
350 BC.
350
So
BC before
we'll
Christ.
start off with no, I'm just kidding.
I was prepared. I was putting my chair back and was
Cracking
just gonna let you rip it on
rip
the
her out there,
military.
bud. As you close your
Uh,
fucking eyes and go take a nap.
I probably would have just went on mute and left for the day. Come back to fucking, and that was the story of how the military defeated the blah blah blahs, the
And that was
cavemen.
why the centurion was the ultimate fighting force of the entire Roman army. And you'd be like, wow, that was so inspirational, bruv. All
Anyway,
right, end this thing.
uh, this has been first episode of the Bok-Cast with Brandon, who'll probably be on here a lot, I'm gonna assume, because he's the only one that will probably do it with me. And I have asked some other people, but I don't think they're too keen on it. And
Yeah, it's because you got to ask them. You don't ask them,
yeah.
you know?
Ah,
Ah.
ah.